everyone, it's Lainey. In this video, I'm going to be ironing on canvas blanks here. These are both from Hobby Lobby. This is such an expensive way to personalize things for your friends and family. This is going to be for a friend, and this is going to, they coordinate quite well because they're both canvas. This is a lighter in color, as you can see on the camera, but we're going to mess with both of these today. The first one is this larger bag here, and this was under $4, and it's quite large, and it's got the pockets on both sides. I thought this would be great for her to use to take her lunch to work, because right now she just used like a plastic Walmart bag. So I'm gonna go ahead and move the bag aside, and I've already taken the liberty of finding the designs in Design Space and weeding or cutting them out. So now we have to weed. I used my Cricut Joy Xtra today, and this is the rose gold foil from Cricut, and then this is an older pattern iron-on from Cricut as well. So for the foil, I had to tape it down with washi tape, but I use the glitter iron-on setting for my Cricut Joy Xtra, and it cuts out so well. So first thing that I'm going to do, as you can see, there's no color here. You always lay your iron on shiny side down and mirror your image in the computer. So that's why it looks like that. But I'm going to bend back my mat and place that aside, and then cut off the extra and put this with my scraps, just to save product, because there is a lot of waste when doing projects like this. And now I just need to weed it out. So I'm gonna come in with my weeding tool here. Uh-oh, look at me. Now I need to turn it over and weed from the back side, because there's that sticky protective film there. And start out with removing the larger portion, and I like to do this with iron-on because iron-on weeds easier for a majority of people. If this was just a regular vinyl, sometimes I like to, remove the smaller pieces and then work outward. But with this, I know that there's not going to be any problem with weeding, so I kind of just start wherever, but typically just like to remove the larger piece first. So I'm going to bring in my ring weeder here and just start weeding out the centers. This was from Design Space. I typed in the search, under the search images, an I, a capital I, and then a space, and then floral. So then it pops up a whole bunch of floral designs, and there's quite a few of these specifically with the capital I and then a floral arrangement within the letter itself. But I chose this one. I think these are peonies, and I just liked how it looked, and I also liked the font of the I itself. So as I'm weeding this out, I need to go ahead and let my heat press start heating up. So I'm going to stop here and bring in my phone, and always go to your Cricut heat guide. On my Cricut heat guide here, I am going to select which easy press I'm going to be using, and then scroll down, and I'm going to be using foil iron-on, so I'm going to select the material, and then our base material is, where is it? You know what, let me check, because one option is a cotton canvas or a cotton poly blend, but I think it's a, I think this is just a canvas. Okay, so the tags, they both say canvas. Wait, so this is the little bag, this is the larger bag. Oh, so this is cotton grocery bag. So this is actually cotton, and then the pouch, the little zipper pouch, is a canvas. So always make sure to check your materials. So let's go ahead and select cotton 100%, and we're going to apply that. And it is saying we need to turn our heat press to 295 and we'll heat it up for 30 seconds. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this real quick. 295. All right, so that is now heating up. And I'm just gonna continue the weeding process. I'm gonna fast forward this a bit and put on some music so you don't have to watch the entire weeding process. But we're almost to the important part, which is making this permanent. All right, so I'm almost done here. And I just want to mention, if you're joining for the first time, the likes really help my channel, so I would appreciate a thumbs up if you find this helpful or entertaining in some sense. How beautiful is that? I love the floral. And definitely subscribe if you are new so you don't miss out on future content using the Cricut Joy Xtra. It is my new series that I am currently working on and releasing content every Wednesday. It's chimed, it's ready for us. Releasing content every Wednesday, and yeah, just all the creative crafts you can do with the new Cricut Joy Xtra. All right, so make some room here. And anytime you're working with a blank, always measure your design across. You know, you want the width and the height, so then you know how big or small you want your design to be. So that's what I did. And this was the size that I came up with. And I thought that that was really reasonable for the sizing of the bag. All right, so first things first, we need to come in with a lint roller here and remove my little ring. These definitely remind me of the ring pops, like when we were a kid. It's so big and bulky. So I've got to tear off a sheet here so I can have a fresh piece of stickiness. And I will do my best to link all materials used in the description box down below. I do know that this is an older vinyl from Cricut. I did purchase it recently from Michael's. It was on sale for $5, but I have yet to be able to find it online. The last time I looked a couple weeks ago, I was not able to find it online. Okay, so removing all of the lint there. And now I need to, my glass mat can withstand some heat. So I think I'm just going to, let me see. Let me open these up and see if that can help me lay the design flat. Because remember, it's got the pockets in there, and then these were interfering with getting this flat. So the second step is to heat up or preheat the blank, and it says on Cricut Heat Guide 5 seconds. But, you know, sometimes you need to do it a little more to work out some of those wrinkles, but not too long. It doesn't take too long to heat up your blank. But, like I said, I'm opening these up and it's got the pockets in there. I'm doing this because I want this to be as flat as possible so the iron-on can really get adhered. And I do have my mini press out. Let's go ahead and turn that on to medium, which is 2 wavy lines. And once it chimes, or I think it chimes and then turns green once it's ready. So I'm visually positioning the eye in between the little handles here. All right, I'm standing up here so I can get some good pressure, but I'm gonna come in with my heat press mat here and just slide it underneath now that we're gonna be applying heat for 30 seconds. And it is flat as it can get. Just now pressing down that design and you know, moving the bag around just so I can try to get that positioned. Now, coming in with my heat press, I'm going to turn it and press go. I'm applying firm pressure, and I'm going to keep this position for the next 30 seconds, and then we'll see how it looks, and if we need to apply more heat, we can. Okay. Okay, so I think that that is a good press, but what we need to do first, remove our heat pad, and I'm going to flip it over on my glass mat. This is personal preference. This just helps draw the heat out a lot faster, putting it on a cold surface. But if you don't want to do that, you just remove your heat press mat, because this holds in a lot of heat, and this will keep your blank hot for quite a while. So just always remove your heat press mat to help this cool down for a cool peel. It is definitely cooled down a significant amount, and I'm just going to start removing the liner very slowly. And there's a little tear there, or not a tear, it's where the iron-on is not adhering. So very careful with that little area. Monitoring each part of the floral, because there's a lot going on there, obviously. Okay, so it adhered well, but there are some areas. So I'm going to place the protective carrier sheet right back on. And I can do two things. I can come in with my mini press and just touch up those areas with a little heat, or I can come in with my full press once more and apply a little more heat that way. So I'm going to go ahead and lower the seconds, and let's do maybe 12 seconds. And I'm doing it for 12 seconds because this is a foil iron-on, and if you heat it up too much, it starts to really crinkle, and I don't want that. So I'm going to come in again with firm pressure for 12 seconds, and then that should suffice. Just making sure I really have some firm pressure. Okay. And now I can see some of the texture coming through the iron-on. You can see that. That is showing me that the iron-on is really bonding to the fibers, and that's what you want. You just don't want to overdo it, because then it'll crinkle and it'll look like shriveled and shrunk, like it definitely had too much heat. So once more, repeating the process, removing my heat press mat, and gonna let this cool down. In the meantime, let's go ahead and turn off our heat press, because we don't need the big heat press for our next project. We can just use our little heat press mini. All right, so actually what I'm gonna do is let this set or cool to the side. Let's multitask here. And our little heat press is already ready. So gonna repeat the process, turning it over to the blank side, or the non-shiny side, depending on what you're using. And here I'm removing the excess. This material is a lot thinner to work with. It's very different from the foil, but still very easy. And we're just going to iron it on just like that. And like I said, it's floral. How pretty is that? I absolutely love this pack. Okay, repeating the process, lint roller, cleaning the surface. And it's really important to clean the surface so the iron-on, let me move that, so the iron-on can really get stuck down. It doesn't have anything interfering with its adhesion. And then now coming in just with my heat press and trying to work out kind of some of those wrinkles while also preheating the surface. Okay, now let's align this. Okay, so for this iron-on in particular, the carrier sheet is not sticky. So I brought in some heat-resistant tape to help it stay into place, because like our previous project, that iron-on had a sticky carrier sheet, so it just stuck into place. Wherever I placed it, it was stuck down. So now that it's taped down, I'm going to measure. So I have it positioned, taping it down. You could definitely add more heat tape if you desire. And now I'm going to come in with my mini press on medium heat for about 25 to 30 seconds. And usually with this material, since it's canvas, it doesn't take that long. It adheres super fast. But just monitoring what I'm working with, and it's really easy to monitor when using your little press, so you can, you can see everything. It's not covered up. Alrighty, so I'm gonna move this aside and let this cool down, and bring in our bigger tote, and let's remove the carrier sheet again and check everything. And it seems like there are still some areas that are just really not wanting to stick down. So sometimes this happens. It is rare, and I love the foil, but it is not really liking this bag. So I'm just going to come in with my mini press and really add some pressure and just quickly go over this floral part, because that's what's having the issue with really adhering, all these little cutouts. And like I said, this is not common, but the more you try iron on different materials, the more you learn. And experimentation is the best way to learn, which is why I'm bringing you along on this little crafty day. Okay, looking at it, and I think that that is going to be better. So every time you have to let it cool down. So I'm going to come in with my weeding tool to help pick up this heat tape here. And slowly removing the carrier sheet. And it is ironed on perfectly. No issues when removing the carrier sheet. Everything stuck down very nicely. So now you can see the finished product, and I really like the floral design, how you can kind of see some of it coming through, but it's not too loud or busy, and also the different shades of pink. I think it pairs great with this colored canvas. So this project is done. Super easy. Now we just need to have this cool down, and once I remove the carrier sheet and it is good to go, then I can turn off my mini press. And I will say that some iron-ons don't require a cool down. Just always look up your product. For Cricut, you know, it is the Cricut heat guide, but for other materials, look up their heat guide and see what they require. And it is done. It's perfect. And there you can see those lights are so bright. Sorry about that. Now you can see the rose gold foil. It is so pretty and detailed. And it's going to make a great lunch bag. And she can pair it with her cute little zipper pouch. Or also, these would be great for vehicles, for new drivers, or just anyone really, to have like a little first aid kit or emergency medicine, whatever that person may need. These are great for the console. So that is it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned a little bit. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.